Are you ready?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the Range Report. We've had fun bringing it to you over the last 12 and a bit months. We were talking the other day and we thought, let's look back at what we've done. A lot of people can't get out and shoot at the moment. I know it's difficult times, coronavirus, it's uncertain, but we're going to head up to Narrabri and catch up with what we covered for the Big Bore Metallic Silhouette National Championships.
This is Big Bore Pistol Silhouette, shot in multiples of 50 metres out to 200 metres. When they say silhouette, they're steel cutouts of like chickens, pigs, turkeys, rams. Rams weighing, I think, around the 56 pound, which means you've got to have a big gun to knock them over. To score a point, you must knock the target down off the stand. Yeah, we've got 45 shooters for this weekend, which is pretty good. Yeah, the types of guns we use, well, in production there can be a lot of different single shot or in this specific version of the competition, it can be a bolt action firearm with a maximum of 10-inch barrel. In revolvers it's a 10-inch, but it can be typically most common use is a Freedom Arms from America. Smiths have got an 8 3/8-inch barrel revolver, which is used by some people. Production is single shot pistols, Thompsons or BFs and such things. That's the production. Then you got revolver, which is obviously some type of revolver that can get enough power to knock down a ram. Like I use a 41 mag, which is only a few of them about. Some people use 44 mag. 357 mags is the most common. Unlimited is the now shot on half-size targets so in other words you've got to have something capable of being very accurate up to 200 metres and on the targets with a maximum of 15-inch barrel. And standing, which is any production class firearm shot from a standing position. That's the one where you can really either be good or bad on the day by day. It's shot out in the open, so mirage, wind, rain, all can affect you. Wind, when 200 metres with something like a 41 mag, the wind will just totally destroy you if you don't get the adjustments right. Well, big bore it's out to 200 metres knocking over very heavy targets, where small bore is 100 metres with 22 rimfire, knocking over a lot thinner targets that are a lot smaller, and a 22 rimfire can knock them down quite okay. At the moment there's a hell of a pegging order. There's at least 5 of us, maybe a couple more that have lined up on this weekend that could easily, any one of the 5 or any 3 of the 5 can end up on the Australian team easily. So it's going to be a very serious, hard competition.
Okay, the scoring works, you've got 40 standing targets. Before that you get 5 sighting shots in 2 minutes. So you can go through, you've got actually 1 sighting target at each distance.
Yep.
So you get 5 shots in 2 minutes, and then once you've done that they cease fire and start again. So then you've got 40 targets, so you've got a bank of 10 at each distance, which was 50, 100, 150 and 200 metres. So you get 2 minutes for 5 shots, left to right in order, and then you've got to hit the target and knock it from its stand. So that's how you get a scoring hit.
Yeah, so a hit on it and it stays standing, no score.
That's correct,
right.
Yeah.
Friends, welcome to you all here to the 33rd Pistol Australia Big Bore National Championships at downtown Narrabri. We've all been to this range many times before, and it hasn't changed. It's still a good range to shoot on, depending on wind conditions. So anyhow, all welcome to the Nationals here at Narrabri, and good luck in your shooting, and I hope you all get what you deserve.
Big Ball Metallic Silhouette Nationals underway, day 2 of competition. Very challenging conditions. You can see in the background we're at the end of the range. Gusts up to 30 knots, but still Phillip Williams has put down a perfect score of 40. Linda Jekyll, in only her second day of competition in this discipline, shot a 39.
Besides the flies and the wind, yeah, it's still good conditions really. The sun's out, the wind plays a bit of a havoc, but it's pretty constant. So yeah, but it is harder on days like today than what it is normally days. Yeah, and really the wind's pretty constant too. It's not gusty, and it makes it tricky. But you do your sight, your windage adjustments, and hopefully you can work it out.
Let's move now up to Toowoomba in Queensland. Fabulous town, great range, Action Pistol Nationals. We caught up with 2018 World Champion Sherry Blake. Highlights now.
I declare the championships officially open.
Clear. Range is clear. Proceed.
Thanks, Rodney. Well, I'm with Sherry Blake here, 2018 World Champion in Action Pistol, and we're on the range here at Toowoomba. We just want to have a look at what is the different equipment you're using in competition.
Okay, so we've got an STI 2011 here, which is based on the 1911 that John Browning built in 1911. They're all pretty much still the same gun. This metallic gun has a base pad, which you're allowed to have in action match, which helps you shoot prone.
In the prone position,
Yeah.
you can sit down and rest that down
Yeah.
for stability.
Yeah, because it's very hard to get your head really, low on those sights. So the sights too, that distinguishes this from metallic division, has a front sight and a rear sight.
So this looks like it's got adjustment.
Yes, yeah, in this division you're allowed to have fully adjustable sights, and you're allowed to adjust the trigger to be 2.5 pounds as well.
Okay, let's go back to the sights, because here this is going up and down. So depending on the height that you get the stock on the bottom, you're going to change the position of the gun to hit the centre of the target.
Yeah, that's right. So what you'll find is that we will zero these for 50 yards because they're our longest shots that we shoot in this match, and we also make sure that they're dead on at 25. So there's a bit of tweaking with ammunition to make sure that happens, because there's not enough time in this match to remember to aim off. It's all under time pressure, so you've got to actually make sure you know your points of aim, shoot straight on. The other division that we shoot in action match is open division. So this is exactly the same basis as the gun we were just looking at. However, it's got a compensator, a shroud,
And a bit more hardware.
yeah, a lot more hardware. It's built specifically just for action match. So it has these wings just for the barricade event. It has a mover mount for the moving target. So this also has a red dot sight on it, and that is mounted on what we call a mover mount. So this actually even has the mover lead built into it. So we can just aim.
So when we go to the mover,
Yep.
your gun is going to face on, but your sight is going to be offset.
Yes, yeah, that's it, that's right. So it builds the lead into it, so I don't have to think about, it makes it really simple for me. I don't have to think about lead. I just put that red dot on the centre of the target, and it will still go there even though the target is moving at a pace.
Yes, as long as you're tracking with the red dot
Yep.
down the target, your barrel is slightly offset, but that's hitting this, or slightly offset, hitting the centre of the
Yes.
target
Yep.
each
Yep.
time.
Yep.
And X's every time.
We hope. That's what we're hoping for.
Exciting to be here in Queensland.
Yeah, it is exciting. Bit nervous at the same time. It's been about 3 years since I shot my first nationals up in Darwin, both metallic and open gun. So metallic, I've only just started shooting it. So we'll see how we go with that one, and hopefully open I do a little bit better or a lot better in that one. There's everyone's here to help you out. They don't care if you're female, male. They just do what they can to help you, and I've had a lot of help and support along the way. I have a 1911 Smith & Wesson, and that's my open gun, and I have a 9mm Desert Eagle, and that's my metallic sight. So the competition, it runs, you have 8 mags. All the distances are 6 shots. So a lot of people load up 6 shots in each mag. So in each set there's 4 distances, so in each distance you're using 2 mags and 6 shots in each of those mags. So some people load more, so 7 or whatever, that way they always have one up the spout, or they can load more just in case they do have the issues with the jams and stuff like that, and they can keep going and continue on, get rid of the dud.
Final day here of the 2019 Action Pistol Nationals. We caught up with junior Jordan Green. Jordan, welcome along, and how did you get into pistol shooting?
I've been shooting since I was 12. Dad was shooting and I went out to the range one day and just fell in love with it and been shooting ever since.
Have you always shot action pistol?
Not necessarily. I started out on 22 with the junior thing. You got to shoot 22 first before you get to move up. So I was shooting silhouettes and Miley Cup and that sort of thing out at the club at home. And then Dad said, "Do you want to come away to a shoot one day?" And away I come, and I've been here ever since.
And you're loving it, obviously. Competing today in the final day. How's your comp going?
Yeah, not too well. I've had a few gun problems, but other than that, all right. I haven't shot for the last 6 months, so can't expect too much.
And Mount Lindsay Pistol Club, that's just near the Queensland-New South Wales border?
Yeah, we're up in the hills, about 20 k's from the New South Wales-Queensland border, up there in the hills, hidden away in the trees.
Yeah, so not too far for you to come here to Toowoomba. A couple of hours drive just over the border, and
Yeah, just 2.5 hours up the hill, around the corner, and then we're here.
part of the match are you shooting this afternoon?
We've just come off plates and I'm just about to go and shoot my last match practical. We're about an hour or so.
How do you find moving targets? To me, that looks very difficult.
Oh, it's all right. The mover's tough because she runs away from you, but other than that, they're all right.
And you're going to stick with pistol shooting, and what about some of the young friends? You invite them to come along and have a go as well?
Yeah, I would. I'd recommend it. It's great fun.
Here's the final 10 competitors in the open mover competition. They're ranked from 1 to 10 from the 2018 Nationals. On the line now, Richard Siebert came in 10th from 2018. So on the line now, Glenn Land, part of the New South Wales team. Defending team is Queensland from 2018. Their shooters to come up in the final 10. Craig Ginger to the line now, came in ranked 8th, one of the pre-tournament favourites. Oscar Carnicelli there, up on the line from WA. Ranked 7th out of 2018. Got Brett Foster to the line now. Gets away 6 very quickly. Foster from Queensland. Of course, the Queensland team looking to defend their title. Final 5 shooters now for 2019. Mark Blake just went through the first pass. Selko Svetnich there, 4th in 2018. He'll be looking to come up a couple of places if he's able. On the line now, 2018 bronze medalist Craig Steadman would like to jump up 2 places and claim his first national title. So Craig Steadman, bronze at last year's Nationals. You'd dearly love to climb a couple of places and claim a national title?
That was the whole idea of this today, but things just haven't worked out in my favour. I destroyed my gun about 8 weeks before the Nationals. I've only just got it back and I haven't even run it in yet, but the way the gun's performing, it's just the nut behind the butt at the moment. So, but no, it's all good.
So on the line there, Sherry Blake looking for a 3-peat and her 5th national crown. Winner in 2013, 2015, 2017 and 2018. So final competitor on the line now, Nigel Gordon. Six away quickly for Nigel. Last year's champion with a score of 1918 and 167 X's. And he's a 2-time winner. Looking to go back-to-back here. 2018 and 2016 national titles for Nigel Gordon. Mark Blake, you've had a very successful Nationals here. You got your final score of 1918. That should be enough to claim the national title?
Yeah, I think the nearest competitor would be Nigel Gordon with 1914 on there, so you've got a 4-point buffer on there. So yeah, pretty happy, but I would have liked one more 10 because it would have been a new national record, but it gives me something to go for next year.
Yeah, you said you've shot 1920 twice before. You wanted it for a third time?
Yeah, I was hoping for 3, because I don't think anybody's shot 3 1920s to win, so I was hoping to get another one. But like I said, it gives me more incentive to come back and give it a crack next year.
Well, fantastic competition up there in Toowoomba for the Action Nationals. Of course, they were going to host the World Championship in 2020, and we're hoping that has been rescheduled to 2021, and COVID allows all those competitors to come from around the globe and enjoy Toowoomba. Up next, we're heading down to Canberra for the Small Ball Metallic Silhouette Nationals. Again, super tight competition, high skilled, shooting out to 100 metres, very small targets. We had quite a number of shoot-offs and a lot of competitors shooting the possibles of 40 knockdowns. Enjoy the highlights package.
Hello and welcome to Canberra for the 24th Pistol Australia Metallic Silhouette Small Bore and Field Pistol National Championships. Fantastic 3 days of competition coming along, and here is the small target that they're shooting. Have a look at that, it's half the size of my hand. This is at 25 metres, and when we have a tie break shoot off, this goes out to 100 metres. Scott Dawson joining us here. 40, absolute possible score. Must be very happy with that in production.
Yeah, I was. It's very hard conditions today. The new range setup here has put the rail away, so generally that's my point of aim for the rams. So I was actually aiming at the difference of colour between the two soil types there.
It's actually quite hard to see. They have put some whiter soil on the background on the mounds there to try and get a bit of contrast between the target and the background, but it's still very difficult, and especially in the bright light. Maybe a little bit better this afternoon with flatter light?
Yeah, the flat light overcast conditions are excellent. However, when it's patchy cloud, we get a lot of up and down in light and actually change your impact point.
And of course, yourself in the Metallic Silhouette team for Australia going off to the World Championships in July over in Sweden. You're pretty excited about that, and this is great training for that competition.
Absolutely. The World Championship is the pinnacle of our sport, and this is good competition. So we've got some really good shooters here, and we compete very tight with each other, and it's good.
Well, best of luck for the rest of the weekend. You obviously got a bit more competition week running for another 2 days, and hopefully some championship medals at the end for you.
Yeah, I hope so. Good luck to everyone, and thanks for having me.
Hello and welcome to day 2 of competition. We're at the 100 metre point on the range. Have a look here, this is the ram. This is how far these guys have got to shoot from the firing line back at the camera. And I'm tiny when we zoom back out.
You just clipped him on the left, I think.
Yep.
I think you just clipped him on the left.
Okay.
I don't think the height is too bad. Up the top. No idea.
Up and over the top.
Send him up over the mound. We should leave one up on the mound. Again, no idea. Just spinning it. Just do what you're doing. Yep, gone again. Well done.
So joining me now is Mick and James, metallic silhouette shooters. Mick, you were acting today as a spotter, and James, you're on the line shooting. We want to go a little bit more in depth into the relationship between the spotter and the shooter and the communication that needs to take place. So tell us about your role.
Well, the spotter effectively can be worth, in some cases, 5 to 6 points to the shooter. The idea of it is to watch where the shot lands in the hope that the actual shooter can maintain a group. And then the idea is to get him to adjust his sights so that you walk his group down onto the centre of the target.
And so you're doing this, obviously the first lot here in small bore at 25 metres, then adjustments for 50 and adjustments for 75 and adjustments for 100 all the way out along the run. Yeah. And what do you need out of your spotter when you're on the line? What sort of communication do you like to hear?
Clear commands and an indication as to whether you're high, low, left or right, so that you can work out whether or not you may need to make sight adjustments. And because you have the shot and you might think to yourself it's a really good shot and you've missed, and your spotter can tell you it was maybe an inch high, so you need to come down a couple of clicks. Conversely, if you've had a really bad shot, then what your spotter's telling you doesn't really matter.
You still want to put that behind you and move on. Absolutely.
And that's where the longer you work together, because quite often the shooter will sit down there and shoot 2 shots. They might land in the same spot and miss, but he can almost be to the point, no, it was a good or bad shot and I'm not listening to the spotter. So the spotter really has to say, no, take a click out. And look, if you get it wrong, you get it wrong. But as I said, normally a spotter can really help the shooter to get those extra points that he's really trying to achieve.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed our highlights package. We'll bring you package number 2 in a couple of weeks' time, where we look at ISSF and PA matches. But coming up over the next 2 Wednesday nights, it's the PA Corona Quiz semi-finals. New South Wales taking on South Australia and ACT taking on Northern Territory. That's the next 2 weeks of the Corona Quiz. Make sure you tune in. If you've enjoyed the content, please like and share on social media. I'm Mike on behalf of the team. We'll see you next week. Bye for now.